Today, every day, small cap investors visit Agoracom knowing this is the day to discover the world's next great company, to have their dreams come true. That's why I take to the open road, to find them, to tell their stories, to engage them, to bring them to life, because they want to connect with you from your office, your phone, your home, anywhere. Agoracom, find your dream.
Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Agoracom, into which we take time to speak with small cap executives after recent important news. With us today, I'm happy to have, for the first time ever, tech veteran Mark Itwaru. He's chairman and CEO of Peaks Social Limited. The company trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the stock symbol PEEK, Peak, and for our friends in the US on the QB under PKSLF. Now, for those of you who are new to the story, and that's going to be a lot of you, Peaks is a new live streaming video app where people can actually interact and transact in real time by selling goods and selling services for real cash. In fact, on top of that, users are even able to tip broadcasters as an appreciation for content. Now, more than just lip service, this is why Peaks is revolutionizing the world, the way the world interacts and transacts by video. It's the world's first purpose-built video streaming monetization platform. Numbers: as of August 2017, the user sessions were 1.7 million. The average duration was 8 minutes and 15 seconds. And I can tell you that's a monster number. That's stickiness. And the company just put out a press release. I'm going to read this for you. Peak Social signs binding LOI with personas to acquire Peak Social technology. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Mark, welcome to the show.
George, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you on two fronts. First of all, I'm a tech guy. I love the future of video, and I love what you guys are doing. As a small cap guy, I can't ignore the size of the deal, so let's talk about that first. This is a $128 million deal. You don't see this on the TSX Venture every day. You're a seasoned veteran in the tech space that's had great success. Tell us, what was the impetus? What made you get this deal done? And then how did you get this valuation for the technology?
Oh, absolutely. The impetus to get the deal done was, it's a pretty straightforward impetus. Right now, the company's operating on a 30% technology license agreement, wherein we didn't own 100% of the revenues, nor did we own the underlying technology. That was handicapping when it came to attracting money from institutional money, larger money, smarter money. So it was just necessary to get it done so that we could be best positioned to go forward and attract the type of money that's necessary for us to execute on our business plan.
That $128 million valuation, how did you get to that? Because that's a phenomenal valuation for this technology. Yeah,
well, what happened was that because I have an interest in the private company personas, a lot of people don't know, I founded the company and I invested $20 million of my own personal money. Wow. Because of myself from the board and the of Peak Social, the public company, during these negotiations. And the board appointed a special committee, and the special committee hired a third-party valuation company. They came up with a valuation range that we negotiated. Ultimately, the amount came down to very close to the 70-30 revenue split as it exists for the technology license agreement. So even though it is a big number, it's the right number.
Yeah, and look, you're a seasoned veteran. I already said that at the outset. You know, this reminds me almost when Google bought YouTube for a couple $2 billion, and people were questioning that, you know, that size of a deal. And man, that was the deal of a century in hindsight. And now here, this deal is for $128 million. You've made this deal because you know it's a good one. Where do you see we'll go into Peak specifically in a second, but you made this based on the big picture. Where is live video streaming going that made you make this deal?
Absolutely. Live video streaming, I believe, and all indications are, is the future of digital media, of television. It's where television and online streaming converge. we saw these trends happening as soon as 4 years ago. So in planning the service, you like to see, in planning any service, you want to see where the puck is going to be and not where the puck is at a given time.
Right.
So we planned, we saw the lines converging where video, e-commerce, mobile technology will all converge and result in services that are predominantly consumed on mobile devices. So seeing those trends, what I thought is just to get, it would be best to get ahead of the game and create the world's first purpose-built service that allows content creators to monetize their content in ways heretofore unexplored by other players in the market.
And if you think about it, it wasn't until I discovered Peaks and really started to look into it where I realized, yeah, that just makes complete sense, because we grew up in a world for the last 80 years where TV was the primary monetization vehicle. Unfortunately, that was only available to people with big budgets and big enterprises. Now you've got situations, if I see where you're going, you've got situations where George Cholas, founder of Agoracom, can run a daily or weekly show, live streaming, talk about my favorite stocks, and I'm either charging people for it, $1 an episode, or just waiting for tips. But the bottom line is, you're allowing all of us not only to become broadcasters, but also to monetize at the exact same time. So do you see Peaks as a tool that's going to be used more by big corporations to monetize, or by smaller businesses and individuals with these big online followings?
Actually both, and right now we are seeing that it's doing that for both groups of people. So just to give you an example, we launched a year ago, and in the first year of launching any social media company, that's normally the first year is where you gather your audience, you build your community. So in 1 year, with a comparatively small community compared to Twitter or Snapchat or what have you, we still have Peaks broadcasters making over $250,000 US a year.
Unbelievable. What kind of things are they doing? Are they financial advice, health advice? Give us a typical profile of what one of those big super users of yours would look like.
Oh, absolutely. It's a wide variety of things. A lot of people video game. Video game is a very popular activity. Particularly if you're good at it, they broadcast themselves playing video games a few hours a week, get a few hundred or a few thousand viewers from around the world that tip them. That's one thing. Other people have, it's such a long list of things that they do. Other people have shows where they'll give advice. So as it exists right now, most of the revenues that people earn are by tipping. We're just introducing right now our ad share network, which will match your stream and the contents of your stream with pre-configured sponsors that we've negotiated deals with, so that just like a celebrity on TV, you can broadcast the show, not charge anybody for anything, and share in the advertising revenues that we bring to you from by allowing you to reach a global audience.
Well, I got to tell you, adding that on is a fantastic feature, because I can see a lot of people maybe not being confident in being able to attract, getting people to pay for their content and not having that confidence. So now you're bringing that alternative, which is, okay, George, you don't want to ask people for money. Don't worry about it. Bring in an audience and we'll run an ad share with you. I think that's genius. Tell me about how you guys are positioned competitively speaking. You're the first purpose built. Are you still the first? Are you still the only? And if not, how are you guys differentiating yourself? Because obviously you've got some big user numbers out there already.
Yeah, we're still the only one. We have a lot of competitors,
Wow.
and we have competitors. There's Live.me, Lively, YouNow, Periscope, what have you. Periscope was bought by Twitter a few years ago for $90 million. The last I checked, we were ranked 16th in that top grossing app in the Google Play Store, and Periscope was 56th in the iOS store, in the iOS App Store. Similarly, we were ranked 32nd largest money-making social app, and Periscope was 97th. YouNow, Live.me, Lively don't really have e-commerce abilities. They have a sticker market, which they use to monetize their services, and they do quite well at it. Having said that, do they have the ability for one individual to give another individual a cash tip in appreciation for their performance? No. Do they have the ability to allow somebody to sell goods and services online and give them a turnkey video-based e-commerce site that allows their fans to buy from them? No. Does anybody else provide a service that allows you to broadcast yourself live and crowdfund a startup or raise money for charity? Nope. So as far as we've seen, we are still the only full e-commerce based live streaming network. We've added more features in our one platform than all 4 of our better funded competitors have added all year. We have some significant large features coming out that really will usher in the future of television in peaks. And one I mentioned to you earlier is our ad share network that intelligently matches sponsors to broadcasters in all the local markets that they'd like to broadcast in. A. B, we're making enhancements to our payment technology so that once people earn money in peaks, they can move that money to their branded Peaks credit card that's stored virtually on your phone. And
oh, I didn't know about that.
yeah, and you could use the money immediately. You know, so I'm streaming, maybe I'm bustering, I sing a song and people tip me $10. I'm at Tim Hortons, I move it to my Peaks card, tap my phone, I made spent it immediately.
So you can literally dance for your money. If I'm short some funds, I could be outside Tim Hortons, do some singing and dancing until someone gives me $3 so I can get the $2.99 lunch special. I mean, all kidding aside, I got to tell you, I think your platform is fabulous. And I'm not saying this for everyone at home. Look, I'm the founder of Agoracom, and I can tell you that after we get some things out of the way here, because we're doing our own development, I'm going to be looking personally into using the Peaks platform in 2018. And the way we're considering using this is for that morning period, you know, between 7:30 and 9 o'clock when people are busy. They may be on a bus. Hey, you may even be in the car and traffic and you can't read. But if you're able to listen to me live streaming the best press release of the day and what's happening in the small cap space, right? What's the value of that to you? Is that worth $1 per morning to be able to have access to that? We'll find out. But Mark, I think your technology is fabulous. I think the business model is unbelievable. You were at 1.7 million users, monthly users in August, which is a big number. And you're 8 minutes and 15 seconds, which is a really big number. How are those numbers looking today, first of all? But more importantly, what is your plan? You know, when are you planning to be at that, you know, that peak optimal audience where you want to hit a certain number, where there's 5 million, 10 million, where you know you've got those, you know, those the numbers that you need? Yeah.
So our user sessions in August were 1.7 million. You know, every month, every quarter, we have more users, more user sessions. As people that have been following the company, you see deposits into people's wallets increase every month. Tipping amounts increase every month. We've added features now that increase the percentage of the money that we get. We've added a get featured service in Peaks that allows you to buy ad impressions and then you pay us, and then you become you're buying an ad position, you become a featured ad. It gives people a lot more viewers, ultimately a lot more money. Our growth rate is it's staying on the same curve that it has. Actually, over the last quarter, we've seen it increase significantly. We feel confident that we're approaching the viral tipping point, and what we're doing is spending money to push all the metrics that drive us to the viral tipping point, where Peaks becomes a more widely, a more common brand name in people's homes. We are in
and I want to ask you that actually. How are you accomplishing that part? Because that part is the difficult part that usually requires a lot of money. But you guys have a pretty smart, online social media search engine marketing team. How effective are they at stretching your dollars out and really getting great bang for your buck?
They're great. And what we found is that, using micro influencers or personal social small to medium social influencers gives us the best bang for the buck insofar as customer acquisition is concerned. So what we have is that we have an army of social influencers, each of them with no less than 100,000 followers that promote our services to their followers. Getting them to promote it isn't as difficult as it is in other services because it's kind of self-beneficial in that the more that they promote it, the more money they make. And then in addition to that, we're paying them to promote it. So it's kind of a win-win, and we have a really good relationship with them. We see communities, online communities, sporadically popping up and mushrooming into little sub-communities of Peaks, which is a good thing. And we're just going to keep driving that effort, because that effort, I believe, is the most organic and cost-efficient effort to get this to a viral tipping point.
Look, we can keep going on and on here, because I see the future of what you're doing, but I want to have you back on here as you hit more and more milestones. But it's, for everyone at home, in a lot of ways, I feel like we are watching the genesis of the next, the next great tech company, the next great YouTube, the next great Snapchat. It's still early to make that claim yet, but when you got 1.7 million user sessions, they're on their way. Tell us what we have to look forward to, because you're going to be back here a number of times. Talk to everyone at home as we wind down 2017. What are the kind of things that you expect to be unveiling in 2018 so you can really build that mass and go global?
No, absolutely. So in 2018, this is what you can all expect to see in Peaks. You can expect to see our AdShare network launch, so that anybody can log on to Peaks, download the app for free, put in a title of your screen, will automatically match you up with paying sponsors that you'll make money from. And you can make money by promoting their products and having people install it, or just by running their ads at the bottom of your screen. So you'll see that. You'll see the ability for us to accept cryptocurrencies and open up that entire market. Cryptocurrencies are a pretty hot commodity right now. So in Peaks, it'll allow you to actually deposit your cryptocurrencies into your Peaks wallet and spend them, and cash it out for cash. Thirdly, we're improving our payment service so that it's a kind of a one-of-a-kind payment service in all of social media, by issuing our own Peaks credit card to you, virtual or physical card, which will allow you to place your earnings onto that card and spend it in real time. So
literally immediately, Mark. If I make $10 in the morning session this morning, I can transfer it to my card and it'll be ready for me to spend at lunchtime. Is it that fast?
It is.
Unbelievable.
It is actually that fast. So we're really not even by lunchtime. You can, within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was trying to be generous. I didn't put you on the spot, but you're telling me literally I can make $10 doing an Agoracom session, before the open of trading at 9 o'clock. And once everyone's gone off to work at 9:30, I can head over to Starbucks and buy myself $10 worth of coffee that fast.
Absolutely.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. That puts its head and shoulders above everybody. Because, there's other social networks where you can monetize your celebrity on, and in different ways, typically through brand sponsorship and what have you. But it doesn't have the immediacy or the personal value in your life that something like Peaks does. We've gotten emails from some of our users. With your permission, we'll release them to you. Some of our users have said, by using Peaks, they're able to buy a house now, and that they've.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and gotten off of social welfare and all kinds of things. So just for a community level, just for the community standards, we've seen that we were able to deliver a service to people in the world that they can make a living off of and enjoy making a living off of. That's beneficial to them and beneficial to us. The model works entirely. All we have to do to take this way over the top is to attract a little bit some smart institutional money, and just to add some gas to put some gas in the engine, and really just take the business model as far as we can. Because on a per user basis, I doubt there are very many social networks making more money than us on a per user basis.
Mark, I'm going to ask you one follow-up question, because I thought that was going to be my last, but you opened up a small door. Safe to assume that because you've unified the technology and ownership all under Peaks now, that institutional money, as you go back the street, will probably be easier to attract, given the fact that you've got this tremendous business model and this tremendous technology?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The balance sheet looks significantly better, looks great. We get to report the full revenues, where right now we're only reporting like small little tiny piece of the revenues. Absolutely. And the question of the ownership, it won't be in question. The public company owns the intellectual property after the amalgamation, owns all the revenues, and has, you know, increased revenues significantly quarter over quarter since its inception, and don't see any indication of that slowing down in the foreseeable future.
Well, I'll end it off with this. The TSX Venture Exchange, the small cap world, has definitely made a strong tilt towards technology. We're seeing what's happened with cryptocurrency, blockchain companies, even, you know, things like medical marijuana. They're going away from the traditional stuff, and technology is at the forefront. And look, I'm going to say for everyone at home, I'm in the technology space. My job for Agoracom is to always keep up with all new technologies, what's out there, what can we incorporate to make the experience an easier one for our members, an easier one for our clients. Peaks is something we're taking a serious look at, and one way or another we're going to be utilizing in 2018. I think it's groundbreaking technology, and more than that, because the one weakness, one thing, Mark, I've always thought was weak in companies was they talk about how great their technology is, and yet they had no idea how to capitalize on it. And we're talking companies like Twitter, even Snapchat, you know, where they're just running basic ad models, and it shocks me at the end of the day that they can't think of a business model that goes beyond, you know, what we had 20 years ago. And here you are, you know, providing live stream technology where people can sell services, goods in real time, right while they're live streaming. It's almost like I can run my own QVC. I'm going to pick something up here. I can say, hey, this is George's glass, and I sell these fantastic glasses. They're better than anything on the market, and you can order right now for, you know, $10 for a dozen. Place your order. I mean, I think that's just phenomenal. That's the way the world has to go. And I'm excited about what you guys are going to be doing going forward. So thanks for joining us, and I look forward to having you back several times as milestones start coming out in 2018. You've been watching Mark Ituaru. He's chairman and CEO of Peaks Social Limited, trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the stock symbol PEAK, as you can imagine. For our friends in the U.S. on the QB, I'm going to read this, PKSLF. For more information about the company, real simple, get to peaks.com. Get there, guys. Do your due diligence. Look around. Hey, even sign up for an account. Test it out. See what it's like. You know, start an account. Invite 4 or 5 of your family members to watch you do something just so you can test it yourself and see how the technology works. And for those of you who have viable businesses and potential businesses, look at how you can incorporate this potential into your own business at the same time. But most of all, do your due diligence on the stock, do your due diligence on the company, and hopefully you'll become a shareholder of this company in 2017, 2018, and beyond. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you next time.